just go on to Orlando. Connor, start saying dumb stuff. I'm gonna sit here quietly, and
Yeah.
then I'll rip you apart.
Maybe I'll try and test that theory of how quiet you're going to stay over there. I'll just say some really controversial stuff.
There's a comment down there. That name sounds really familiar, Adam. Go ahead.
Okay, so Orlando is coached by Oscar Parejo, and last season they finished fourth in the East, fifth in the league, and lost in the conference semifinals to New England. They finished with an 11-4-8 record. And as much as I really hate to admit it, this team is really good. I mean, they'll be up there competing against Columbus for Supporter Shield on top of the East. So we put them in a 4-2-3-1 surprise. A little bit different though. We put them with two defensive midfielders as opposed to two central midfielders and a cam. So we have them down as Gillespie in goal, Ruan or Smith at right back, Janssen and Antonio Carlos at center backs, Moutinho at left back, which I saw he was listed with an injury. I'm not exactly sure what the deal is there. Also, not sure. I have to check again, but I remember their left back depth was pretty thin. Maybe someone could check that. But so then in the midfield, at the two defensive midfield spots, this was tough because they have plenty of guys that can play there. It could be Urso, Pereira, Mendez, any combination of those three. And then in front of them at central mid, we have Pereira. And on the left, Nani or Alvarado. On the right, Chris Mueller. And then up top, some Brazilian guy. Up top, Alexander Pato. Key players, Nani. He's the face and the star of the team. Even with Pato coming in, he's the guy. Pereira, I feel like he's the guy in the midfield that's going to link the attack and the defense, and I think he's going to be super crucial player for them. Kind of reminds me a little bit of a Maxi Morales. And then I put Pato because I didn't want to hear Andrew go on a rant for 8 years. And players who need to have a good 2021. I said Chris Mueller because I think another big year from him could definitely stir up a lot of interest over abroad. And I think he could get that move that we've seen a lot of the young star American players in this league get. And he's definitely got the talent to get the move. I mean, this guy is definitely a great player. But I think another year certainly like really puts it into the conversation. And then I said Pereira as well, kind of like how I said before. I think he'll be the guy in the midfield that kind of links everything together. So I think he's going to be super crucial to kind of keep the flow between the defense and the offense, the attack and the defense for Orlando. And then I added a little fun fact because Orlando has someone on their team named Brandon Hackenberg. And I wanted to see if that rang a bell for Andrew.
There are a lot of things. There are a lot of things that's ringing, but not. So it sounds like a guy that I used to ref with that I think is Adam's age, Brandon Hohenberg. And that's not it. And Hackenberg also sounds like a quarterback from the NFL.
Christian Hackenberg.
Hackenberg, yeah.
I think this is at least a cousin, if not his brother. They were both born in Pennsylvania, so I got to imagine they're related. But I think some relation to Christian Hackenberg, former quarterback of the New York Jets.
I would say he was a Jet. He was drafted by the Jets. Another career ruin. Love
that. Maybe someone can correct us if they actually have no relation, but that would be quite the coincidence.
I don't think they have any relation.
No? Two Hackenbergs, both born in Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
They both went to Penn State, too.
Because I looked up Brandon Hackenberg's Penn State bio, and it says
I think you're right. I looked up Brandon Hackenberg brothers, and Christian isn't on there.
Christian was a 3-year starter at Penn State football team. Never mind. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, wait, no. It says it's his brother.
Yeah, look at that. I
Yeah.
missed that.
So Orlando's got Christian
Three
Hackenberg's brother.
brothers, Christian, Adam, and Drew. Christian was a 3-year starter on the Penn State football team, held multiple program passing records. Strangely enough, doesn't mention he played in the NFL. I feel like that's a kind of a flex you want to put out there, but whatever.
That's because he played for the Jets.
Yeah, even more of a flex.
Wasn't really playing in the NFL.
We traded him for a 7th-round pick.
All right, this is getting too far off topic.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, all right, go on your rant. Go ahead.
No rant. You didn't say anything dumb.
No, this team is really good. There's really not as much as I would like to take shots at Orlando because they're Orlando. They're definitely like a really talented team, and the rivalry this year is going to be really exciting.
Correct. No, like I said, I think you're going to see Perea play a lot after his stint with the US U23s and his appearances with the men's national team. He'll get a lot more minutes, probably, so he can get a move and they can make some money off of him. Mueller does need a good year because it's time for him to go. Like, he's been their best player, head above heels until Nani came in for a while. They are thin at left back, so you can see Kyle Smith play out there or Ruan, depends on where they want to go with it. Probably Kyle Smith. They could go three center backs. They've got Schlegel, Jansen, Carlos, Hackenberg, and Rio Hope Gunn, who they just signed. So you
let me correct you really quick. Rodrigo Schlegel is a goalkeeper.
Fair, very fair. They really should just put his picture as him like the like weird sumo pose. That should be his picture everywhere. But you could do that and then throw some wingers out there. Throw Nani on the wing with Mueller, or Vanderwater too. Just got signed. He can play either side. Benji Michel can play on the wing. The turnover from what this team used to be to what it is now is so phenomenal. You also failed to mention Ori Russell, who can play in that defensive mid spot as well, and Mendez. Mendez has played there. Oh, wait, no, just kidding. You mentioned Mendez. Sorry, reading's hard. Lots of different things you can do with this team, but you are going to see, once again, another team that is going to look to counter quickly with lots of attacking options and hope they score more than they concede. They were very good defensively last year. Gillespie is probably a top 5 goalkeeper in the league. I'd argue that all day long. And they're going to hope that Pato comes in and does the work. But even if he doesn't, which I don't think he will be the case, you got Akindele, you got Benji Michel. You can throw Muir up top. You can throw Nani up top. Because you've got the winger depth to do it. This team's just so deep, and I'm very excited for it. Like I said, little thin on the defensive backs. Can we talk about their defensive depth? We talked, with goalkeeper depth. We talked about Columbus's goalkeeper depth. Pedro Gillespie, Brian Rowe, and Brandon Austin at Spurs. This team is also, or is that West Brom? Was Brandon Austin West Brom? Or was he Spurs?
No,
I think
Tottenham.
I think it was Spurs, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you want to talk about a deep 3? That's a deep 3 right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this team's going to be really good. I think if I'm talking anybody else who needs to have a pretty good year, I gotta say Perea, not Pereira, just because I think he's also on the board to probably get a move across the pond. So that's it. Like I said, you didn't say anything super dumb, so I couldn't pull you on that one. So
the best case scenario is this team stays the way it is. The worst case scenario is Barnsley doesn't make Daryl DK's loan permanent, and he comes back to Orlando, and they put him and Pato up top.
better. Oh my God, that's terrifying.
Like, granted, he's got 5 goals in 11 games right now in the championship.
Oh, he's gone. He's so gone.
I would imagine, unless the price tag is like silly.
If it's like 20 million, I think that they might still actually sign him. Pay it.
I would.
No arguments there.
All right,
Yeah,
question.
God forbid they say no, and he goes, "Okay, I'm gonna go back to Orlando and play with this team. That's kind of good."
Somebody else will pick him up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Top 16 bid for him. Somebody's got to want him.
true.
Everton probably needed to
probably.
back up to DCL. Put a quick bid in there, you know.
You Richarlison.
Nah, he's a winger.
Yeah.
Anyways, Connor, you have a question?
Yeah. So if
What do you
DK
think
comes
comes-
back, who comes out of the lineup if you're playing with Pato and DK?
Urso comes out, you go 4-1-2-1-2
Two.
diamond wide.
Okay, gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's probably what I would do. Let Mendez or Perea or Russell play that DM spot. And if you, I think you probably put Perea in there because as a good DM, he also is really good at distributing the ball. So he'll find that Pereira release valve. He'll find Nani or Mueller out wide, and he'll find the top players. And I don't even want to think about that. That makes me like kind of sick.
Yeah.
That could be a thing.
Or you go some combination of like a 4-2-2 and just play like Pato DK up top, Muller on one side, Pereira on the other side with Pereira and Urso as a 2 holding.
Oh yeah, and just drop Nani to the bench.
Or Nani as one of the wingers. I'm saying if you want rotation.
Are we now just trying to say dumb stuff? Is that what we're looking for?
I'm sorry, as a 30-whatever-year-old Nani's not going to play every game.
We're moving on.
That's the wrong line. He's on the wrong side of 30.
I know.
Thank you. If you're gonna say anything dumb, say something like that. I need more of Nani in my life screaming at referees every time he doesn't get a call when he dives. You can't bench him.
It's meant for NYC.
Yeah.